A high credit score can literally save you thousands and thousands of dollars in interest fees. So if you're looking at getting an auto or home loan, you're going to need a high credit score. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can get a high credit score absolutely for free. And before we get started, to never miss a video about real estate related topics, subscribe to this channel right now, hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos, which by the way, I post a new video every Tuesday and Thursday. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into the video. A credit score is basically your report card of how well you manage your money because it demonstrates your ability to pay off debt over time. Just like school where you're graded based on your attendance and how well you did on tests, the three credit bureaus test you every single month. If you're irresponsible with money, this could potentially disqualify you from getting a home loan or getting an auto loan. However, if you have a high credit score, this could potentially give you the best interest rate when you're looking to get a loan. If you follow the steps in this video, you literally can save thousands of dollars and it's entirely for free. The only thing that will cost you is your time and for you to smash the like button, which will help boost this video and support the channel. If you want a perfect score, you're going to need a score of above 800. And it's important to note that a score of 800 or 850 really doesn't matter in the eyes of the lender because any score above 800 and you're a rock star. By the way, if you're looking to buy a home right now, you'll get the lowest interest rates if your FICO score is at least 740 or greater. Also, it's nearly impossible to raise your credit score very, very quickly. So just be aware that there's companies out there that charge a fee claiming that they can do this. And again, in this video, I'm going to show you all these things that you can do absolutely for free. So just be wary of those companies that are out there. The best thing to do is to manage your money over time. And what I mean by time, I mean actually forever. Sorry. In order to get that perfect credit score, which again is over 800, you're going to need to do a few things perfectly. First, you're going to have to pay your bills on time, every time, and that makes up about 35% of your score. Payment history is definitely the most influential way to affect your credit score. So never, never, never pay your bill late. This includes your phone bill, your cable bill, your credit card bill, your mortgage payment, and so on. I recommend that you set up payment reminders on your phone, or better yet, sign up for auto pay so that every month your bill is paid automatically and you can set it and forget it. Ideally, also, you want to pay your bill in full. If you can't pay in full on your credit cards, I recommend that you pay at least the minimum payment, which is typically around $20 to $50 depending on how much you owe. Paying anything less than the minimum payment on your credit cards, for example, is considered a late fee. And your financial institution will charge you a late fee of around $15 to $30. Plus, your credit card company could decide to raise your interest rate, which would make it even harder to pay off your debt. Keep in mind that late payments stay on your credit report history for 7 years. And if you file bankruptcy, that's going to be on your credit report for 7 to 10 years. By law, your creditor can't report a late payment until you're at least 31 days late. So technically you have a 30-day grace period, but I recommend that you pay your bill on time in full if possible every single month. Besides paying your bills on time, you're going to need to maintain a low credit utilization rate, which makes up about 30% of your FICO score. Credit utilization is your credit balance compared to how much available credit that you actually have. So let me give you an example. Let's just say you have one credit card and it has a $10,000 credit limit, but you only utilize $1,000. So of that $10,000 limit, you're only using $1,000, so your credit utilization is only 10%. The general rule of thumb is that you want your credit utilization of less than 30% at any given time. So if your credit balance is $10,000, you don't want your balance to ever be above $3,000 throughout the month. For example, if you consistently use close to the maximum available credit that you have for your credit card, then that's really going to hurt your credit score. So if you have a $5,000 credit limit, but your balance is always around $4,500 to $4,800, that's really going to hurt your credit score. Okay, here's a tip. If you have an old or unused credit card that has a high available balance, do not close that because that's going to negatively affect your utilization rate, which will hurt your credit score. Another tip is that you can spread your charges over multiple cards. So if you have one card that has a $1,000 balance and a $1,000 credit limit, your credit utilization for that card is going to be 100%. However, if you spread those charges over 4 different cards that each have a $1,000 credit limit, then your credit utilization is only going to be 25% for that same $1,000 balance. As you can see, the ratio is what really matters and not the balance. And that is why I'll never close an old credit card that has a high available balance, because if I close that card, that's really going to affect my credit utilization rate. Here's some additional tips for lowering your utilization rate. And number one would be going to your credit card companies and asking them for a credit line increase. Also, you can make multiple credit card payments throughout the month. That way your credit card balance will never get too high, and you will hopefully stay below that 30% threshold. In addition, I recommend paying off or paying down those credit cards that have a high utilization rate, and that will actually improve your score. Another way of calculating your credit score is by maintaining a good length of time of your credit history, and that makes up about 15% of your credit score. Start building your credit early. So the day you turn 18, get a credit card, but use it very, very wisely like I did. If you don't get approved for a credit card, then don't worry. I would recommend to apply for what's called a secured credit card, and that will help build your credit history with the bureaus. A secured credit card, as the name implies, is secured by money that you deposit with the credit card company. So let's just say you give them $200 as a deposit, then your credit line is going to be $200. So as you use it and pay off your credit card every month, that's going to be reported to the credit bureau. So that's going to establish your credit history with them. And that's also going to help boost your score, which is going to eventually allow you to apply and get a regular credit card. In order to calculate your credit history length, the credit bureaus look at your average age, not your total age. So if you have a credit card that you opened up 2 years ago and you open up another card today, your average age is only going to be 1 year. Another way that your credit score is calculated, and this is 10% of that score, is how many credit accounts do you actually have open. It's actually generally a bad idea to open up a whole bunch of new credit lines, because that's going to decrease your average age of your accounts, and that will negatively affect your score. In addition, the types of credit that you have make up about 10% of how your credit score is calculated. And there are really 3 different types of credit out there, and that is mortgage, installment, and revolving. Mortgage debt is obvious, but installment debt would be an auto or a student loan where your payments are fixed every month. Revolving debt is credit cards, and this is by far the most significant form of debt out there, because your payment changes over time, and it takes a lot more responsibility to use this because of the available credit that they give you. Using your credit cards responsibly is crucial. Just because you have an available balance does not mean you need to spend it. Having a mix of credit, whether it's revolving, installment, or mortgage, really helps boost your score, because the credit bureaus want to see how you manage your money and your credit over time with different accounts. Another important thing to note is that several hard inquiries on your credit actually could hurt your credit score. However, if you're shopping around for the best interest rates for your loan, for your mortgage, that inquiry is only going to count as one, even though you're making several inquiries with different banks. So it's okay if you shop around for rates, as long as within a short period of time. Given about 2 or 3 weeks, it'll only count as one inquiry. On a side note, and this is super important, if you're thinking about buying a home, or actually you're in contract in a home, just keep in mind that your lender is actually going to do a soft inquiry just before you close escrow, or just before the mortgage is funded, which is typically the morning that you actually close escrow or the day before. This inquiry is just to make sure that you haven't opened up any new lines of credit. So if you're really close to qualifying for the mortgage and you open up a new credit line to buy some furniture, this could potentially disqualify you from getting the loan, because it could increase your debt to income ratio above that certain number that the lender is looking at. Having a high credit score not only gives you the ability to have a really low interest rate when you're looking to get an auto or a home loan, or looking at to gain a credit card with lots of benefits. Also, when you get a new job, sometimes your employer actually runs your credit to see what your credit history is like. And if you have really bad credit, that could actually prevent you from getting a new job. Or if you're thinking about renting a home, sometimes the landlord actually runs your credit to see that. So that actually can disqualify you from actually getting a home as well. If you're looking at getting a free credit score, I would recommend to check with your financial institution. For example, I know Citibank offers a free credit score where you can go online, check your FICO score anytime. Also, a very, very important thing to do is to go to annualcreditreport.com, and you can get a free credit report from each of the credit bureaus every year. And I don't recommend going to that website and ordering all 3 reports from the 3 credit bureaus. I'd recommend spacing that out for every 4 months. So every January you can ask for your TransUnion credit report. 4 months after that, you can ask for your Experian credit report. Then 4 months after that, you can ask for your Equifax report. And I do that every year, space that out throughout the year rather than ordering all three at once, only once a year. Okay, there you have it. So this video is actually a little bit different than what I normally post. I usually post videos about Sacramento and real estate related topics. So let me know if you want more videos like this, or you want more videos more just focused on real estate. Leave me a comment below with your thoughts on this. This video literally took me hours to make, so if you made it this far, thank you so much for your support. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel and hit the like button. That'll really help support this channel and boost this video as well. You can also follow me on Instagram. I'm Sacramento Realtor. I hope you have an awesome day and look forward to seeing you on the next video.